Okay, guys, we have Coach Robert Saleh. We can begin with questions.
Recording in progress.
It's only three.
Hey, Robert.
Everyone else took Labor Day. Oh, there we go.
Popping in. Robert, do you know who your quarterback is going to be for Sunday yet?
Well, we put Zach through a workout today. Looked good, felt good. We're going to see how the knee responds today and tomorrow, and we'll have an answer for everybody on Wednesday.
So there's a possibility he could play on Sunday.
Possible.
Is that surprising at all, Robert, given what the kind of initial prognosis was?
No. Everyone heals differently. It's like I said, we'll see what happens tomorrow and all that stuff. But everyone has a different. I almost feel like some of the guidelines that are put on are they're guidelines, but everyone responds differently, I guess.
So when you say you guys worked him out, like what does that entail exactly?
Just putting them through some workouts, running, and all that stuff, and I mean whatever they do. I wish I'd have to get you that answer from the training staff and our docs.
Robert,
Did he throw, Robert? Did he throw, or was it just like running and stuff?
I'm sorry, you broke up on me.
Did he throw?
He did do some throwing. But again, like the details of all that stuff, I couldn't give you the details of what his rep count was and all that stuff.
Robert, when do you want to make that decision? Before Wednesday's practice, or how late?
But it does nothing for us in terms of from a game plan standpoint. They're both all three of our quarterbacks are capable of running our offense at a high level. It's just so for Mike and all them, they'll be able to game plan the way they need to.
But what I'm asking though, in terms of, I mean, you're making it public, so to speak. Are you going to wait till the end of the week, or is that something that we're going to know?
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, it'll be Wednesday, guys.
From a pure football standpoint, with Zach, is one of the factors you have to consider is the fact that he missed, I guess it was like 3 weeks of practices and reps and games, and that Joe's more comfortable. Like, how much does that factor into the decision?
Eventually, whether it's this week, next week, it's going to be the same story like you're talking about, Rich, where eventually he's got to get back in there, and whether it's this week, next week, the week after, it doesn't matter. So you just have to rip the Band-Aid off. When Zach's ready to play and he's healthy, like I've said from the beginning, when he's healthy and he feels good, he's going to go on the football. He's going to play football.
So he wouldn't need any kind of period to ramp up again, Robert. You're saying if once he's healthy, he's ready to go?
Yep.
What's the difference, like, Robert, just getting in today, with a game 6 days away? Do you feel a difference in the building?
Yeah. Well, after a 3-day weekend, usually this Monday is like at least I'm speaking for myself. I feel like there's always been injuries on that Monday following a three-day weekend. So we just had more of a workout. Guys were and kind of a walkthrough. So we've it's a weird feel on Mondays, but I know that the guys are really, really excited. They're amped up. They're talking about it. They're watching tape. They're asking coaches all the right questions. And as we get closer, especially on Wednesday, that's when the building really electrifies on Wednesday, and really excited for that, for the week of preparation.
What's the latest you have on DJ Reed and his availability for Sunday?
Same thing. He went through a workout today too, so we'll see how he feels on between today and tomorrow, and should have better answers on Wednesday.
Robert, what are the challenges? And this has been ongoing for the last few years, where teams and coaches play starters much less in preseason games than it used to be, and because of that, it seems like it takes a little bit longer for kind of teams to get to be sharp, for lack of a better word. What are the challenges of that as you now are getting ready to start, play a game for real, when you've had so little time to see your offensive line together and everybody else?
It's it really kind of depends on where you are as a football team, whether you're a veteran team, a young team. For us, with what happened with us, is our offensive line has just been injured in terms of just trying to reacclimate and kind of ramp back up to get healthy. Got Dwayne late. George Fant has been working through his knee, and he's gotten himself back to full strength. And so it really hasn't been a choice in this building, at least. But the getting those guys together, obviously, I've talked about it, is important. We were able to get it some today. We had it all of last week. We'll get it again this week. So there's I feel really good about the direction that it's going, and I'm pretty confident that they'll be able to play very well.
Robert, what are your expectations for Quinnen entering this season?
Shoot, with Quinnen, it's no different. Dominate your moments, step on the gas and just roll. He can be a very dominant football player, and I'm not talking dominant from a statistical standpoint. I just think he can be a very disruptive football player, and he's fully healthy. He's in tremendous shape. He's got the right mindset. He's saying all the right things, and just really excited for him to just put that effort out every single day and see where it takes him. But he's in a much better place than he was a year ago, just in terms of his overall physical makeup because of the injury he suffered during OTAs last year. But really excited about the direction he's going.
How much do you think the people around him help him as well? The fact that you have Carl now and some of the other D linemen you brought in.
It always helps, when they can't focus on one guy. It makes everyone's job. When you can create one-on-ones, and the objective is to try to find a way to get all four of those guys one-on-ones in a third down situation where everyone knows it's pass, and you just know one of them are going to win. JFM's going to win. Quinnen's going to win. Carl's going to win. Whether it's Jacob, Rankins, Jermaine on the other side, Huff, whoever it is on the other side, they're going to win. You just know that one of those guys are going to win. That's when you have four guys like that, and you have offenses that do everything they can to stay out of those one-on-one situations. It's just advantageous for the defense. And so where they can't focus on Quinnen completely because they do got to worry about others, it absolutely helps.
Robert, are you able to draw anything from the 2019 game against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, or is that too long ago? Personnel too different. Obviously, you're on a different team now.
Yeah, it's different. It feels like forever ago. They've one thing you do see is that teams they've seen everything, and Rome does an unbelievable job recognizing and within the first 15 the game plan that a team is going into, and he knows exactly how to make the changes he needs to make. And you try to look at as much film as you can, and you try to look at what you put on tape with regards to some of that zone read stuff. But at the end of the day, you just got to stay true to who you are and what you believe in, and then from there, it's just a matter of making sure you are fundamentally sound and in a mental state where you can execute at the highest level. Because if you're off by a step, Lamar, he's pretty talented. So,
Robert, with Lawson back, obviously we didn't get him to see them all last year, and just kind of the second year for everybody in the system, Zach, offensively, everything. As you get closer to this first game, what are your expectations? I mean, do you feel like there's a lot of unknowns, or you're coming off a 4-win season or whatever last year? What are you feeling right now?
There's excitement. Like I've said it before, we've got this combination of a lot of youth with some good veterans, and I'm just really excited to see who the bell cow is going to be in the fourth quarter. Like, we have a really cool roster, a really cool group of guys, offensively, defensively, and special teams. A lot of youth, a lot of good veterans, and football always comes to the fourth quarter where your playmakers just rise to the occasion and they take things over, and that's every team. It's where you see guys like Mahomes and Josh Allen just throwing haymakers, and Stephon Diggs, and you go to at the end of the Super Bowl where you see Aaron Donald make the last two plays of the game and closing that game out. It's every team. And what's great about this team is I know we have them, and it's going to be so fun to watch this team kind of grow up this year in terms of who those dudes are that step up in the fourth quarter, whether coaches making the call or players stepping up and making the unbelievable happen or the magnificent happen, whatever you want to call it. But that's going to be what's great about this year. And who knows, from there, it's I'm just really excited because I think we've got a really good thing going here, and it's going to be fun to watch it evolve.
You said that a lot this summer about, waiting for those I think you use the word superstars to emerge kind of thing. You obviously have a pretty good idea who those guys, potentially are going to be. What do you, I mean, I'm trying to figure out ask the proper question here. I mean, how long is it going to take, or does it need to take? I mean, does it have to start on Sunday, for example, or it's, I mean,
Well,
you have an idea how long it's going to take for these guys to emerge, I guess.
No, that's a good question. I was reading an article, John Snyder at Seattle. He was commenting because they were asking about his team, and he said nobody knew, and he had the perfect quote. Nobody knew who Cam Chancellor was, and Richard Sherman, and Earl Thomas. Nobody knew who those guys were. Bobby Wagner, and then they show up week in and week out, and we can play a great game week 1, they still won't know. We can play a great game week 2, they still won't know. It's not going to happen until we stack up great days and create that identity throughout the season. So, that's the identification of superstars is more for everyone else. It's going to be fun. I know in this building to see it all happen, but at the same time, you never know until you know. But I know we've got them.
Sorry for the 23-minute question.
No, that's great. I appreciate it, Mark.
Robert, have you picked captains yet?
Yeah. So offense, Zach Wilson, and these are all voted on by their peers. Defense, CJ Mosley, and then special teams, Justin Hardy. So I believe it's the same 3 captains from a year ago. And then we will have a 4th captain voted by the coaching staff for every game.
We'll take a couple more for Coach.
Hey,
We know that obviously Sauce is going to start, but what you guys, got a lot of rookies who look like they're going to play. What kind of impact do you think these rookies are going to make for you?
It's going to be like every other rookie, and that's me. Say I'm hard on rookies or not, but you're going to have your hair pulling moments. If I had hair, I'd pull them out. But you're also going to have some wow moments because they are explosive. They're full of energy, and they've got a lot of talent. But at the same time, the mental aspect. I've always said it before. You play young guys with the hopes that they become veterans mentally while they still possess all their athleticism that they showed when they ran at the combine and their pro days. Coaches, traditionally, we want veterans, but usually if you're getting a veteran who's there, veteran mentally, they're usually at the back end of their career where they may not be as fast, they may not be as explosive, but they're very safe because they're always where they're supposed to be. A young guy may not be where he's supposed to be, but he's fast, he's explosive, and he does a lot of cool things, and he has a lot of splash plays, and he pops off the tape. So the objective for us is to get these guys as many reps as possible so they can get that veteran mindset. There's a sweet spot, and that's what we're aiming for. That's what we're trying to get them as much experience as possible. Same thing with last year's crew, mixing in some veterans this year, and to see if we can grow up pretty quick. And to me, you grow up by getting reps, and so it's. Hopefully I answered your question there, bud.
Specifically about Sauce, how grown up has he shown himself to be this summer for you so far, would you say?
He's been great. He's shown that it's not too big for him, but now he's getting into the season. So it's a whole different animal, and something that I think every rookie, at least every rookie I've ever talked to, that first game is just different. And in terms of the amount of speed, the amount of violence that possesses, just how fast everything is moving. And there's still another step that they've all got to take. There's a bunch of steps they've all got to take, but I love his mindset. I don't think it's too big for him. It's not too big for Garrett, Brees, Jermaine, Michael, all our rookies. Really excited to see those guys in their first week.
How would you describe Sauce's confidence level if you had to put that into words?
Last one here, Mark.
11.
Last one here.
I got one. One more with Sauce. You guys grew up in the same area, share a connection to Detroit. I'm just wondering how that kind of shaped his whole recruitment or the pre-draft process, and how it kind of shapes your relationship now.
As far as the draft process, the good thing about the NFL is we don't have to recruit them. They're either coming or they're not. But as far as the relationship, just understanding from my standpoint, just understanding where he was raised and how he was raised, and having walked through those streets when I was younger. But and just understanding his mentality helps me be able to communicate with him. I don't think he ever came on my side of the tracks. He probably would have ran for the hills, but no, I'm just you guys are no humor today, but no, I think it helps me communicate with him, understanding where he is mentally and what he needs at that moment.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, everyone, we're going to put